this bulb. And since he's getting a medium drop phase, the reason why I'm going this high on it is because whenever I start my line, I'm gonna start it kind of low, so I don't fade too high. I'll explain that again whenever I get there. Okay, so then if you want to go in with your 2.5, you can, or you can use clipper over comb. I do both. So now I'm gonna move my lever to a half, which makes it 2.5. So then I'm just gonna barely scoop out. On this side so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, and then I'm going to take my blending comb. You said y'all haven't learned how to do clipper over comb yet?
We haven't.
I think it depends on how far along we are.
Okay. So I'll do it on this side first.
You use the half guard to start the blend. Like,
The half
you
guard?
You used the two at first, and then you used the half. You went up to start your blend before the comb.
Yeah, because if I would go in with the 0, then all the rest of the hair, it would be covering that line. So I go in with my 2, and then I do a 2.5, and then I'm gonna go in. When I learned how to use clipper over comb, they said to use a guard, but then I felt like it was not taking enough off. So then I put it at a half, and then I do clipper over comb. And I take out all that bulk. And you can move your comb like this, however you feel comfortable doing it. The higher you go, you don't want to dig into the hair. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing it out at an angle. And then you see how that's still bulky? I'm going to do my my comb sideways. And then I'm going to go in like this. Same thing over here. You see how it's getting rid of all that bulk? Ooh, thank you. Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna get over that.
Alright, do you see how, don't pay attention to this because we're going to cut that, but do you see how that came out nicely? Okay, so I'm going to do this side. Sorry about this hair. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is take my trimmers and a lot of people, you see them make their line this way, but I kind of make my line this way. The reason why that is because all the times that I've done my line this way, it's so much harder to me to get out. Like I would not get the line out at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it this way. And I'm gonna start really low, even though it's gonna be a medium fade. Because I start low because this is where I'm gonna be blending. All of this. So if I go up too high on my line, let's say I start my line right here because this is half, it's gonna end up a high fade because then I'm gonna have to be blending right here. So it's gonna look like a higher fade. So if they want a low fade, you do your line very, very low because you're gonna end up going a little bit higher anyway, and it's still gonna end up being a low fade. So since he wants a drop fade, I'm going to drop it down. And I know it looks like it's really, really low, but this is all gonna be blended, so it's still gonna be a medium fade. And then how many of you guys use the mirror a lot?
I'm working on it.
The mirror is your best friend.
That's the thing. I gotta remember I have eyes at the same time.
Okay, so before I finish making my line, I'm just gonna come on this side just to see if this is even with this one. So I need to take this side up a little bit higher, and then I can mark my line. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just take up a lot of space.
How many of y'all know what these are?
Like a razor.
Shavers. So what this does is, if someone comes in and says, "Oh, I want a bald fade," okay, well, your bald fade could be different from their bald fade. Your bald fade grew out, I think.
That was yesterday.
Your hair grows fast.
I'm sorry.
It grows fast.
Was it yesterday?
It was Wednesday or Tuesday. Okay, so if they say they want a bald fade, you need to say, do you want a 0, double 0, or skin? A 0 is if I would have made that line with this. A double 0 is this right here. But if they wanted a skin fade, then you use your shavers. Am I doing the skin fade or? Let's do skin fade. I like doing skin fade. Okay. So I'm just gonna take this. It's kind of loud, and it gets it very, very, very bald. I'm gonna show you guys. Can y'all see the difference with this little section that I just did compared to this?
Y'all wanna
Yeah.
go feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Do you mind if we touch you?
Yeah, let's act first. Let's see, you guys.
Oh, I can see.
Right here,
Yeah.
and then feel back here.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
I love using these, especially whenever I'm doing kids like younger than him, and they're moving all the time, they're crying, they're wet and sweaty. I put powder on it and I just wipe it off, brush it off.
What kind of powder do you use?
Any kind. Yeah. Oh, can you see that? two guards that I like to use. I only use two guards when doing a haircut. I use my one guard and my half guard. How many of you know that they had a half guard? Okay, so what this does is, if you don't want to go in without the guards and just start cutting, that's what you have this for. It's kind of like whenever you're doing clipper over comb, but you have a guard on there, so it cuts off less hair. So if I were to do this with no guard, do it like a half. You see how much hair that cut off? But if I was to put this guard on and leave it at a half, you see how it's barely cutting?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't do this. It's not messed up or anything. But when I move it to the lever closed, it is doing the same thing as this. Can y'all see that? So I would recommend using a half guard. A lot of barbers say, you're not a real professional if you use this, but this helps a lot. This prevents you from making your line higher and higher and higher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this half guard closed, and I'm only gonna go up just a little bit. Alright, can y'all see that? And then I'm gonna go in with my one guard and leave it closed. Alright, so I'm gonna keep this same one guard on, but I'm gonna open it to make it a 1.5. Instead of doing guard 1, 2, 3, 4, it takes forever, so you can use the half guard and the one guard. And I'm just gonna kind of go up, not digging in, not scooping out, just going up. Can you see that? How many of y'all are right-handed? Okay, so what I have learned is when doing a haircut, like a clipper cut, your left side will always be easier than the right side. I don't know for whatever reason, but sometimes it takes me a little longer to cut the left side because I'm right-handed, and it does not come out the same. It's gonna come out the same, So, can y'all see like some dark spots? Like if it still has a line?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to my half guard, and instead, remember I started with it open? I'm just gonna, with it closed, I'm just gonna open it just a little bit to get that line, to get some of that out. Do y'all have questions so far? No? Okay. So my next step would be, okay, so we started making our line, our guideline. And then we started with the half guard open, the number 1 guard open, the number 1 guard closed, and then back to the half guard open. So now it's time to blend this line with no guards. So you can either blend it or you can do your clipper over comb because this still has to be blended. So what I like to do is I just like to go ahead and blend it really quick and then work on my fade.
You weren't explaining the step-by-step process. How long would this normally take you?
I take an hour on my clients because I like to talk a lot. But if you concentrate, you can finish within like 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm going a little bit slower just so y'all can see what I'm doing. How long does it take you to do a haircut?
I've only done one on a person, and I had her in and out, like, shampoo and everything in about an hour and a half.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
We did haircuts on our, like, first models on Thursday. My model did not show up, and then my homegirl showed up, like, last minute for me.
I do not like the no call, no shows. I have my website set up when my clients make an appointment, they have to pay a deposit.
I've had to pay those before.
Yes. And then if they cancel the same day, then depending on the situation, if they no call, no show, I will charge the rest of that amount. But if they say, hey, I need to cancel today, like something came up, I don't charge them. I need to start. Yeah, I had a client, not last night, but the night before. He was supposed to be in my chair by 8:15. He called me at 8:45. I did not answer the phone because I was mad.
It's 8 o'clock at night?
I cut till almost 10 at night. My schedule starts at 10, and then sometimes I don't go home until 10.
So I would be more aggravated if it was 8 p.m.
Yes.
Right?
And then the good thing about working for yourself is you get to make up your own hours. I'm not a morning person. I hate waking up in the morning. And when I had to be up early at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I had to be at work. I did not like it. So I have my schedule set to 10 a.m.
Good. We're gonna hold out for pepperoni.
I'll take 2.
All right, so can y'all see how that came out? There's still a little bulk, but don't worry, we'll get that.
Wait, that was cheese?
The one that just got passed around?
I want cheese. You sent it away from all of us.
To be fair, I didn't expect her to do that.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is, you can either start open or you could put it between 0 and half. What I like to do instead of starting with a 0 or without starting like with a half, I move the lever in between, because when I try to blend this line, I can always go back and fade with my 0 and my half. So I'm gonna move it to the middle. And then I'm gonna go up just a little bit.
And then what frequency do you normally get clients to come back to get like their fades touched up?
What do you mean, like?
Like how often do they rebook basically?
Okay, so I used to have a lot of bi-weekly clients because they would complain about my prices. So I did not want to go lower on my prices. So what I told them was that if you come every week, I'll do it for 40. So I have a lot of weekly clients. a lot of weekly clients and a lot of bi-weekly clients.
It's okay. It's fine. Thank you.
Like I said, I understand like whenever it comes to money and everything, so I try to work with my clients. You see how I'm like kind of trying to get that line out? And if it does not come out, that's okay, because I mean, that's part of detailing. Okay, so I'm gonna move it up. I'm gonna open it up. I'll come in this side so you guys can see. And you see that line right there? I'm gonna go in. And the trick is, you don't have to use the whole blade to fade. I honestly use my whole blade like one time throughout the whole haircut, but I'm using half of my blade or I'm using the corner. So I'm gonna open it. I'll come on that side and do that side. So I'm gonna have it open and I'm gonna use the corner to try to get that line out.
If you have got 2 pieces, let me know, cause I don't know, it would take $2.
Did you get 2? No, or just. Thank you.
You see how that line is slowly coming out? If I were to go in and use the whole blade, I might accidentally go too high and create another line. So then I have to make the fade higher. So I'm gonna keep using my corner. And since his hair is slightly growing down at an angle, I'm going to angle my my blade, my clippers. So you see how that's taking that line out? Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what I just did. I'm using the angle, well the corner of my blade just to get this line out. So he has bulk right here, and I don't want to go too high, so I'm just gonna go back to my half guard. Just to get some of that out. And I'm gonna open it up. Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, so we're using the corner of it, or are you gonna full blade one?
Half of the blade. And then I'm gonna go in. Thank you so much. And then I'm going to get rid of that line with the corner. Or sometimes if it's not, like I said, I'm right-handed, so the left side, the right side is always going to be harder to cut. So then I'm going to angle it this way just to get some of that bulk out. And angle it this way to get the line. Alright, so if you're doing a fade, you don't want to spend too much time. I'm not gonna spend too much time right here because I could be doing something else and then I could come back to it. If you have to, so that's part of detailing. When you detail, you literally look at the cut for any mistake that you can find and then go ahead and fix it. So after I do that, I'm gonna close it up completely to make it a 0, to try to get rid of that the bottom line. And then I'm using only the corner of it.
How exactly does the up and down motion contribute to like the blending?
What do you mean?
Okay, so like you're doing a lot of up and down with the corner of it. Is it that basically you're just, instead of creating a hard line, you're taking out some of the hairs like you would if you were texturizing?
Yep.
Okay.
It's exactly the same like that. So you know how shears, like, they will like cut, they will cut the hair straight across?
Yeah.
But like is it the, what is it called? The other shears.
Texturizing shears?
Yes. I forgot what they were called. So it only takes out some of the hair. So when you're using the corner, it's basically almost doing the same thing. And then I've learned that if you're having trouble getting taking the line out, there's another way that you can do it with which I'm gonna show y'all too. It's gonna be my trimmers. So you see how that line is slowly coming out, but you can still see that there's a line there? Okay. Let me try to do this. With the 0, you have to be careful because you can like accidentally make another line. Does it seem kind of hard, or does it does?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I thought it was
I thought it was gonna be a lot less steps.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so there is less steps, but these are kind of like my steps, and you can make up your own steps. I made up these steps because it works for me. But before, I would just go in with if the person had, a head full of hair, I would go in with my trimmers first. I would not even take out the bulk, but it was making it harder for me. And then my lines were coming out crooked and everything, so.
I will do something to my boyfriend as soon as I get home.
I know, I was like, who's gonna let me cut their hair real short?
My son's gonna try.
To let them practice.
I was
I'm
gonna
literally
say,
not kidding. I already think my boyfriend's like, are you waiting for a haircut? I said, like,
Yeah, my son's gonna try.
I was gonna say everybody in my household is like trying to like grow their hair out.
Really?
So yeah, my son's hair is like past his shoulders when it's not curly. What?
Market towards veterans a little bit. You ever want to do a veterans discount or anything like that? Me being a veteran as well, like, you'd be surprised. Like, every haircut has to be a clean fade for us.
I do know that, right? You're so right.
Yeah, so I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years, and we did a few charitable events, and there was always a barber there. So I'm surprised how fast your name can grow just when going into like hosting a little veteran thing anywhere.
That's cool. Ever since I started cosmetology school, my boyfriend hasn't cut his hair, just waiting for me to learn men's cuts. So,
Really?
Yeah, my girlfriend was like, well, I guess ex-girlfriend, I was like, just waiting for me to get to the point where I was doing coloring and everything before I did her hair.
If you guys ever want to come to my suite and just like watch,
Oh my god, yes, I'm so glad you said that.
said your name's Lucid on like Facebook and
Lucid
Instagram?
Cuts, yes. ma'am.
Lucid Cuts.
And I follow back. I don't be acting on Hollywood. Okay, so can y'all see? There's bulkiness right here, and then down here. Okay, so that's why I use the mirror, because the mirror is my best friend. It lets me know everything. So we're gonna fix that. So then I will go in with my trimmers and do the exact same thing. And I'm only using the corner.
What's the difference between that and your razor?
The razor?
Like, what's the difference between what you're using and what you were just using?
This right here.
Uh-huh. No. Just kidding. Wait. I'm confused. Carry on.
It's okay. So you see how it's getting rid of that line?
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes when I'm drinking too much coffee, I'll end up like doing it like this. So you can't mess it up as long as you're using the corner. Let me show you guys. Do you see how it's blended a little bit more? Okay. So now I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna do this side yet. If you want, you can use your shavers. If you pull the shavers down, it'll take out the line. But if you go up on the shavers, it's gonna mess up your line. So this is what I'm gonna do. At the very, very, very bottom.
Okay, that's good. So if you go up with it, you mess up the line.
Yep. So, do y'all see how it's a little bit darker right here?
Yeah.
So don't worry about that, because we still have to, are we cutting the top? Okay, we still have to cut the top, and then we can go back and get rid of some of that. So if something doesn't look right, like, you know, right after you do it, or if you feel like you missed something, you can always go back to work on it. Yes.
Okay, so after you finish the cut, do you style your client after to do you use products to style or no, that's not how you
It depends if they want it styled or not. Some of them, like the kind of haircut he's getting, I would ask them, oh hey, can I put product in your hair? Don't give them an option. Don't just like put product in your hair, because some people are allergic. They get irritated. Their scalp gets irritated, and or they will get mad at you and ask you to wash it out. So I always ask. I have some clients, they don't like product in their hair, but most of them do like it.
What kind of product would you put in?
So I like, have you heard of level 3? Okay, if you Google it, so it'll look, it's spelled L3VL or 3L. It's, the E's are the number 3, but it's called level 3. And I have like their forming cream, their spider wax, their pomade, their beard products. They even have gloves that don't tear. I use their gloves too. Drink it on. Y'all see where they have like this line right here? A little bit of line. So, whenever I use the mirror, I point to what I need to fix because it's happened many times where I'm looking in the mirror at what I need to fix, and then I'm looking at the scalp and it looks completely different. So when I look in the mirror, I always point, and then I look, and then I fix it. Bless you. And I still have my line down here, so let me work on that. Alright. So I see that I have some hair that's higher that I need to get rid of, so I'm just gonna put my one back on. Once you get familiar with how much the number 1 guard cuts off, you're gonna catch on very quickly to the rest of the guards, and then you're gonna catch on to what you're doing within your steps, that you don't have to think, okay, I did this, I need to go back and do this. Once you look at it, you're just gonna pick up on what you need to do.
Oh, that's what I was asking. What's the between that one that you're using and the other one that you took to?
The number 1 guard and the...
I
No,
think
like,
she's talking about clippers and trimmers.
yeah, I guess so.
Oh, okay, so clippers, this is just to do the main haircut, but I use my trimmers to detail and to do my edge ups.
Oh, okay.
Cause you would never fade with this, cause you would be shaving their hair to like a 00.
Yeah.
But the clippers, you can use different guards on it.
Got it.
I always use my mirror. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my half guard, and at this point, I'm just like mixing up my steps only to get the lines out.
Is that
If
open
a-
or closed?
Huh?
Is that open or closed?
I had it open, now I'm about to close it. If a guy walked in here and wanted a haircut, would any of you feel a little bit more comfortable cutting, or?
Yes.
So if I asked you to finish this side, would you feel comfortable?
No.
Okay.
Appreciate the honesty at least.
Huh?
Appreciate the honesty.
You'll be like, wow, so yeah.
That's why I was
Just-
fine about being. That's why. That's why I do myself terrible.
Just find people that you can practice on. I have a brother. I cut his hair one time and he wanted a taper, and his taper ended up here, so he had to go bald, and he never, ever, ever, ever let me touch his hair again. Now he wears his hair bald, and so he'll let me shave it bald.
My baby brother let me do his hair in a mohawk, and that was delightful.
Really?
Yes.
Were you blindfolded? You said?
No, I did a mohawk on him.
Oh,
It
how
was
did it come out?
delightful.
Delightful, yes, sorry.
And always take pictures, even if you don't think that you did a good job on it, because a year from now, you're gonna compare and see how much better you got. 5 years from now, you'll go back and look. I still have some pictures that I was doing whenever I worked at Sport Clips, and those haircuts were horrible. I don't know how I made those tips. It's true. I don't know why they kept coming back. Well, I thought they looked good back then.
I was gonna say, not everybody has this, I mean, let's be real, not everybody has the same kind of refined stuff. Like, I only drink cheap wine because I never want to get used to nice wine, so.
You said pink wine?
Cheap wine.
Cheap wine?
That way, I never have to go backsies if I get poor again. I'm like, no, if I just keep the baseline low. And let's be real, yeah, we just got, like, a lot of guys don't take care of their hair anyway, so how would they?
Oh, they don't. And some guys, they think, do you use the 2-in-1 shampoo?
Like 3-in-1 Old Spice, shampoo, conditioner, and body wash.
Right.
Yes.
So many men I know.
I asked him, but he just told me to mind my
I'm
business. So
meticulous
he,
first. I'm very
I'll ask someone
meticulous.
who you wash your hair with, and they'll be like Old Spice, and I'm like, oh, so it's 3-in-1?
I use native release. It's not that bad.
Aren't they in the middle of a lawsuit because they're causing cancer though?
I think everything causes cancer now.
That's
True,
true.
but native more than the others.
Really?
If there is an active lawsuit against it, that's usually my trigger to be like, maybe we'd be concerned.
Well, every company has a lawsuit, low-key.
There's a lawsuit
That's true.
that's native for making people's hair fall out. Making people's hair thin, so. Native? Yeah. Make people's hair thin? Yeah. My hair is pretty thick and I can use them. Native? Yeah. Native's not the best.
have they taught you guys don't use Pantene and trust me,
Yes.
it smells so good. Sometimes I still use it though.
I use Pantene and I don't care. I'll always use Pantene.
Sorry about that.
It smells so good.
Honestly though, when I first tried the shampoo here, like, I was shook at how nicely it came out. I was like, dang it. I've been slowly like buying products up for my house, especially because like my husband doesn't know how to take care of her hair, so our kid who's around her doesn't know how to take care of his hair. And I'm like, don't worry, babe, we're gonna get your curls in check.
Sorry about that. This one's at 3 though.
God is my witness. You're gonna have gorgeous curly hair at the end of this.
Sorry. I think I had them these though. I wasn't gonna bring these. You didn't tell me.
I'm not a big time. Alright, so now just detailing with my trimmers. I'm just using the corner to get out that line.
Think about. Right now, he's got like little red spots at the back.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with that?
It happens. So a lot of kids, their skin will get more irritated than adults.
Okay.
It's just his skin. But my stuff is clean. I always clean my things.
I didn't assume you were. I was just curious because sometimes I do see that when I'm like shaving like my head or somebody else's head, and I'm like, is it
So
just?
some of my clients, they turn red. It just really depends on their skin. I know whenever I line up his beard, it's
I bleed
red.
very easily.
I don't make you bleed.
No. Whenever I bleed regardless. She doesn't make me bleed, but I bleed easily. Like around here, around my mouth and right here. For some reason, it's very sensitive for me.
It just depends on like the person's skin.
Probably me. I'm myself in trouble.
This side. Like I said, this side takes me a little bit longer. Do y'all do the perms, the perm rods and stuff? Do y'all like doing that?
No.
I think everybody hates it.
That was my favorite thing whenever I was going to Ogle.
I was gonna say I actually don't mind it, and since everybody else hates it, I'm like, don't worry, y'all, I got it.
Really? I did not like doing color, so anytime someone would come in for me to do color, I would trade with someone who didn't want to do a perm.
Everywhere. Okay, so this is my video. Look how long she was. It looks good though, right? She did good. She did a good job.
Alright, so that's looking better. Do y'all see this dark line right here? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my half guard and use my corner, and I'm gonna open it. Alright, and then I'm gonna take my blending comb to get this spot right here. And if I can't get it, I use my trimmers and the comb. It doesn't always, you don't always have to blend with the blending comb. You can blend with your little comb and trimmers too. Okay, we got it out. And then look down for me. Okay, and so I still see a line. After this, I'm gonna cut the top. Right in here, it's still a little dark, so I'm gonna put my one guard on and open it to make it a 1.5. And then I'm gonna close it.
I've been saying I was gonna cut it for 2 weeks.
Okay. Alright. So now I'm gonna go cut the top and then. Huh? Oh no. Oh no, I'm good. Let's see. Okay, so kind of longer in the front and like a edge cut. Have y'all learned about point cutting?
Point cutting?
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all how to do that too. Can you grab me some water or something?
I got you.
Some water, please.
I have it leaking in my briefcase.
That's the ghost.
No, we cannot use that.
Let's talk about it.
Thank you so much. Alright. What? I've been using these same shears, I think, for like 8 years. Because I love them so much.
Where'd you get them from?
This lady came and she was just selling them to us.
Yeah, that's the guy I have coming in at 1:30. He just
Really?
comes into all the salons and sells scissors. I was like, man, I still have his pair that he gave me from 4 years ago. So.
And these, they were $100, and I thought that was expensive back then. Now shears are like almost $300.
Insane word.
Huh?
You said that's mistake.
Expensive shit.
Yes. Okay. So I might cut different than from what I learned in school. So if y'all have any questions why I'm doing this the way I'm doing it, just let me know. Alright. And I'm gonna ask you.
Me?
No, his sister.
I'm just asking for water. I'm sorry. I'm an assistant today.
About
I'm
that much
excited.
off?
Yeah, you could probably go a little bit shorter.
A little bit shorter? Oh, he wants to see.
He's like, let
Yeah,
me
he
see
does.
this. You think
You
that's
think
good?
that's good?
Okay, do what he wants.
So what I'll do is I'll cut starting with my guideline.
You see how fast she did that? She wasn't scared. She just cut.
Do y'all just like do it slower?
She said, should I
It
do it
would've
slower?
took
No,
them-
we're
No,
just
I
all
said do
scared.
y'all.
We're just scared. It's just that
We're
we're
just
new
scared.
and we're too
Bring
scared
it.
to make the
Bring
initial
it
cut.
back.
So then I'm gonna bring the hair.
Yeah, that little line right there.
Some people are like,
Do I actually got it? That
into
wasn't
like
straight.
a
That was
mohawk.
Yeah.
And then my shortest piece is right there. Oops. Yeah. Sorry. I know, it's a habit. And then I'm gonna keep that guideline.
And so in our terms, this is the uniform.
Okay.
I forgot all about those terms. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring the hair back. And I'm gonna cut this way. And then you see how like the shorter pieces are in the middle and they have like all these other pieces sticking out. I think my mouth was open. I'm sorry.
Everybody invested right now.
I'm gonna take it all the way back. Comb the hair forward. And then what I'm gonna do is go to the, what angle is this again? I don't know the angles either, I just go.
That's
Okay.
the wrong one.
And then I'm gonna cut that off.
Oh, diagonal something,
Diagonal.
right? Diagonal
That'd be
back,
diagonal back.
diagonal forward.
So I have a short piece right here, right by my knuckle, and then at the end.
Connecting her guide.
Alright, this side.
I'm a trainer, so helps out.
So what
Been
makes it
working
the
out.
uniform, you guys, is that she's pulling it just straight from where she's going, straight up.
Oh, yeah.
Straight
That's
out.
my job. I'm recording comic cameraman. Pretty much put a GoPro on my rifle. That's pretty much it.
Don't date guys in the military.
Whoops.
Would you know? Continue.
Rookie mistake.
Continue.
I was
I've
gonna
done
say, I
that
just don't
4
date guys.
times, never ended up good.
She said 4 times.
Yeah. One lied to me and said he wasn't in the military because he knew I didn't date guys in the military.
What a
What
major
branch?
thing to lie about.
Pretty
It was
low.
Army, wasn't
Marine,
it?
I think-
Army and Navy.
It was
How
the
many?
Army, wasn't
Marine,
it?
Army, and
It
Navy.
must have been the Army.
The Army?
It was, yeah. The Army was the worst.
Don't talk to anybody from the
Oh
Air
my
Force
god.
either.
Really?
Air Force,
Yeah,
you
no.
know? That's the worst.
Who was the best?
The
Who was
Marines
the
are the best.
None of them.
Oh,
Alright, see, that's fucked up.
Okay,
Army's
so
pretty
so that now I'm gonna comb the hair forward and just bring it out the bangs. And you see how that is all sticking out, the rest of the hair? I'm just gonna cut that. Ooh, I
You
almost cut
almost did
myself.
it again.
You seen it? Okay. So then, point cutting and texturizing. So I don't use my thinning shears to texturize. I use either a razor or my shears. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get some hair, pull it back, and then point cut.
I always cut myself.
All right, and then I'm gonna do that on this side.
Can you only do that for the back, you said?
For the what?
For the back of the head?
Oh, on the top, wherever you want it to be texturized.
But before she does that, you see she gave him a solid cut, right? You cut the hair first. So texturizing first is not a thing. You should cut the hair first, and then you can texturize in detail.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna pull some hair from this side. I missed that piece right there, that's why it's longer, but we're gonna get rid of it.
Can I say something else?
Yes.
So she missed the part, right? What that means is you just cut the hair, and then you're gonna go back and check it. So you don't have to take 10 minutes to try to get it perfect, because when you're checking yourself, you'll find it.
Yep, and then I'll go like this and fill for longer pieces. So right here, it's a little bit longer. So what I'm gonna do is, before I texturize again, I'm gonna bring the hair up to see what I missed. And it was this. And then now I can bring the hair back and just texturize. So have you guys ever had a client that had a really, really, really bad cowlick and you just did not know how to blend it? I'm gonna show you guys a trick.
Look at our amazing model.
I'm
Like, I
so
don't know
sorry,
how to
I'm almost
cowlick.
done. I know you're hungry.
Notice how she gets a fresh blade, very sanitized, very clean.
Very cosmetology.
Always close it when you put a razor in. You just never know, huh? Oh. Okay, so his cowlick is not bad at all. I just want to show y'all something. Let me take out the book right here. I did get myself just a little bit. Okay, so when you're dealing with a horrible, horrible cowlick, this is what I do. If I don't do clipper over comb and cut it off, and they want to keep it, so what you do is, you bring the comb like this, you bring it out, and you razor it. And it helps blend it. I'm gonna do it so you can see. Oh, let me get on this side so they can see. So you bring the comb out, and then you slide your razor down the comb.
And what is that doing?
Texturizing. And you know how cowlicks, when you cut it a certain way, you have to basically cut it crooked for it to go right. Well, with this, you just basically cut it and it'll automatically texturize it for you. This is an example. He doesn't have a bad cowlick though. Or you could just do it.
Cowlicks are pretty common. Men wear like a
They
little
are.
swirl or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those things that I've been like worried about trying to work around.
Or you could just go in and just do the very tips. See how that's blending? And then, does he want, sister? Does he want all this hair like on the side? Because what I normally do is, so it can be well blended. So if he goes home and I leave all this, if he goes home, he's gonna have to constantly like put product in it to comb it this way. So what I normally do is, I comb all the hair to this side. And you see that? So what I do is I go in. It's gonna seem like I'm cutting more hair off, but I'm actually blending it. And I'm gonna bring my comb up and like that. I'm gonna bring it down again. So then whenever he styles his hair, it's a little bit more blended.
Is there a reason why you prefer that thicker comb?
Cause I was taught that I was supposed to use it.
Yeah.
But it has to be a white one because the black one, it's the same color as the hair, and then I can't see what I'm doing, so I always have to use a white comb.
I like that.
And then there is some hair back here. We're gonna go back in detail because I see a line right here at the bottom. But you see how this side is compared to this side? Let me see. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You see how all of this is? And then did you see with the razor? So I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna go up with the razor. I mean with my clippers. Comb it back down.
And you just comb like most of it to the side?
I'm sorry?
And you just comb like most of it to the side? Like how much did you?
Just right here, because what it's doing is when he goes home and let's say he doesn't have product in it, if his hair is falling to the side and not straight, you still want it to look even. So me doing this is gonna blend it to where he can wear it to the side or to the middle, to the front, to the back. But if you just cut it one way, then when the hair falls any other way, it's gonna look uneven. So then when I comb it forward, you see how that's all blending? Okay, so then I'm gonna take out some bulk right here, because I still see some. And then I still see some that I need to take out right here in this area. And if y'all see anything, just let me know. I don't get discouraged or upset. Like if you see something that I probably missed, like, you can point it out.
And when you're doing clip over a comb, it's closed?
I'm sorry?
When you're doing clip over a comb, it's closed?
I always open it.
Always open.
Yeah, it's just a habit. I always open it up. Okay, and then you guys do know that the hair is not always exactly the same, like the way it lays. So you see how it's laying at an angle on this side? But then, yes, but then it comes straight out. So you can either leave it or you can cut it. I always cut it because my clients think that I miss it whenever I do leave it. So I'm just cutting the tips. I'm not cutting any more length off. Just so it could sit a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm gonna detail. Let me see, okay. Right in here, it needs to be a little bit more blended, and right in here.
And y'all can even use your mirror when you're doing normal lane cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Using your mirror is important.
whenever you're cutting beards, it's very, very, very important to use a mirror, because when the guy goes home, he definitely uses the mirror to like look at it. So, and it works whenever if someone wants a 1 or a 2 on the sides, and you just give them a lineup, squared off or rounded off. You need the mirror, because I was doing crooked edge ups and I didn't even know, because it looked even from whenever I was looking at it. But then whenever the clients, whenever they would look in the mirror, they would tell me, oh, can you go a little bit higher on this because it's uneven. And so that's when I started realizing that you do need the mirror. And then whenever I line up my clients, like underneath their beards, I don't have them put their head back. I lean them all the way back and I face them towards the mirror, and I'm lining it up and I'm looking at the mirror. I'm looking back and forth. Because when they go home, they're gonna like look up in a mirror and then realize that it's crooked.
Do you charge extra for the mirror?
No, I include it. I include it, and like, let's say they don't have a beard and they want like their eyebrows done. I don't charge extra for eyebrows, because I mean that could, you know, be the same as a beard. Okay, so I'm gonna, since I'm having a hard time getting this out, what I'm gonna do is, oh my gosh, can I have a Band-Aid? I did not know that I was. Why didn't you tell me?
I just seen it whenever you caught it. My video got it.
There's a sink in the back room back there if you want to wash your hands.